Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about relations and functions. Now let's talk about what a relation is. A relation is a set of ordered pairs of values, okay, or variables. Now it's really important to know that all relations are not functions. So we'll talk about what a function is in a moment, all right? There is a simple test that we can do to define whether a relation is a function, and I'll show you that later on. There's a couple of things you need to know about a relation. You should always specify the domain and the range and make sure you understand what the independent and the dependent variables are. So usually the independent variable is on the x-axis, obviously on a graph I'm talking about, and the dependent variable is on the y-axis, which is up that way. Alright, now let's have a look at how we might test the types of relations. So the first relation I'm going to talk to you about is a one-to-one relation. So a one-to-one relation is for any x value, there is only one y value. So here's a graph, for example, there's the independent variable and the dependent variable. You can see here, this is a line composed of infinitely many points. It's a continuous line. And there is only, wherever we go on this graph, there's one x value for every y value. Okay, so that's what we call a one-to-one relation. The next type of relation is a one-to-many relation. So I'm going to draw an example of a one-to-many. So a one-to-many relation, so there's the x and y axis, there's the y and there's the x. One-to-many, okay, so this is a kind of a root graph, a square root graph. All right, so what we've got here is for every one x coordinate, there are two y coordinates. So we call that one-to-many. So it's a one-to-many relation. You can also get a many-to-one. So let's have a look at a many-to-one. So x and y. So a many-to-one, let's go for a quadratic. This is a x squared graph. And we can say many-to-one because there are many. So if I pick, here we go. Let's pick this. Here, this coordinate and this coordinate, we can see that the value of this here has the same. There are two y values for each individual x point. So when x is, say, -2 and x is 2, then y has the same value for both of these. So that's called a many-to-one, right? And then the final kind of relation that you can get is a many-to-many relation. So let's talk about a many-to-many. A many-to-many is like your circle functions. So I'm going to draw a circle, and of course we have, and let's pick this coordinate here. Now this coordinate on the circle, this has a x value here, but of course the same x value also gives us this coordinate here. So there are many x values to go to many y, and we can do the same in the opposite direction. We can look at y. Let's look at the y value. This y value here also has the same y value as this coordinate here. So this is a many-to-many. Now these are the four kinds of relations you can get. So we've got one-to-one, I might write them down, one-to-one, and then we've got one-to-many, and this one was many-to-one, and this one was many-to-many. Now what we need to know is which of these relations are functions. And it's very simple to test for a function. So a function is defined by the vertical line test. So we're going to do the vertical line test on each of these. These are all relations of some kind. There is a relation between the ordered pairs. And we want to know which of these is functions. Now the vertical line test is simple. If you put a straight vertical line through the graph, if it only hits the line once, that means it's a function. So I'm going to use a different colour pen. I'll use a blue pen for this, I think. Use a blue pen. If I draw a vertical line straight through, there we go on this one, the actual line, the graph line, is only being hit once. So this is a function. So one-to-one gives us a function. Now let's test with the one-to-many. If I do a vertical line down the whole graph, it hits the actual graph twice. It hits it here and it hits it here. It's only allowed to hit it once in order to be a function. So we would say this is not a function. So a one-to-many is not a function. And you can draw this vertical line anywhere on the function. So I'm going to draw it here, straight down, vertical line straight down. It only hits the graph once. Hits it here. Therefore, a many-to-one relation is a function. So this is defined as a function. And let's go over to the last one. Vertical line anywhere. There we go. As you can see, it hits the graph, the circular graph, twice. So therefore this many to many is not defined as a function.